Chapter 1. A converted unbeliever's preaching. And straightway he preached Christ in the synagogues, that he is the Son of God. Acts chapter 9, verse 20. You will find the text in Acts chapter 9, verse 20. And straightway he preached Christ in the synagogues, that he is the Son of God. The Revised Version is even more suggestive. And straightway in the synagogues he proclaimed Jesus, that he is the Son of God. Perhaps there was never a more amazed audience than the one that heard Saul of Tarsus preach his first sermon in Damascus. Saul was known far and wide as a hater of Jesus Christ and a persecutor of Christians. He had come to Damascus for the express purpose of destroying the church, arresting all believers in Jesus Christ and dragging them to Jerusalem for punishment and death. It is unlikely that there is so bitter an infidel alive today as Saul of Tarsus, and yet, in his first public appearance in Damascus, this same Saul of Tarsus preaches a sermon of tremendous power, declaring and proving that Jesus is the Son of God. If you consider two things earnestly and honestly, they may result in some of you being converted. The first thing to look at is the preacher in the text, and the second thing is the preacher's message. The preacher. Look first at the preacher. The preacher was Saul of Tarsus. As you look at him, I wish to submit 3 good reasons why this particular preacher's message should command attention and should be accepted. Taken together, these 3 reasons prove that the message is undoubtedly true. Initially, he had been a hater of the Jesus whom he now proclaimed. Saul has not been brought up to believe that Jesus was the Son of God, and therefore he did not preach it because it was what he had been taught to believe from childhood. There are many who say of our modern preachers, "Oh, he believes that and preaches that just because it is what his parents and early teachers taught him to believe." But no such charge can be brought against Saul of Tarsus. The doctrine that Jesus was the Son of God was not something Saul had taken up without any due thought, not something that he had inherited from his parents and early teachers. Saul had opposed this doctrine with all the vigor of an intense soul. He had gone up and down the streets of the city of Jerusalem, in and out of the houses, arresting men, women, and children for no other reason than that they believed that Jesus was the Son of God and confessed their faith in him as such. He had attended their trials and voted for their death. Nothing seemed to cause him greater joy than the violent death of some Christian. He had taken part in the murder of the first Christian martyr, Stephen. Not only that, but when he had exhausted all his opportunities of demonstrating his hatred of Christians in Jerusalem in violent ways, his hatred of Christ and Christianity was not satisfied, and he sought and obtained authority to go to Damascus to carry out a similar work of opposition and destruction there. Now, when a man like that turns completely around and says, "I was wrong. I was utterly wrong. I was awfully wrong in my denial that Jesus was the Son of God," then we ought to give his change of opinion careful attention. He must have had some good reason for it. In addition to that, he sacrificed for his testimony and change of opinion. Saul's change of opinion cost him much, so his witness should carry great weight. It cost him everything of a worldly character that he possessed. It cost him the loss of a position of great influence and promise, and the loss of all his old friends. It cost him the severest persecution, arrest after arrest, imprisonment after imprisonment, scourging after scourging, stoning and insults, and attempted assassination. It cost him wandering and hunger and nakedness. It cost him suffering of the most intense kind, and dangers of indescribable magnitude. When a man of standing and education like Saul of Tarsus makes sacrifices like that for a change of opinion, his new opinion must demand great consideration.